Sometimes when you search on eBay for rusty tools, you can find something awesome like this Stanley No. 78 rabbit plane that I found a few weeks back while looking for rusty tools on eBay. This one really was in bad shape, which is why I chose to do the restoration. In doing some research about this hand plane, though, I learned that the Stanley No. 78, over the different variations over the years, had a few different things changed about them. This one, from what I can tell, was likely made between 1910 and 1925. It has the old Stanley logo on it. It is missing a few of the other parts that were added on later. Also, this example, the one that I got off of eBay, is missing the fence and the depth gauge. So it's missing. With those two parts missing, it's still very usable and well worth the restoration. Also, recently I acquired a few new tools, a sandblasting cabinet, compressor, and a few other things. And this will be my first project using the sandblast cabinet. And I'm excited to get going on it, actually. And I felt like this was the perfect one to start with. So, with that in mind, let's get to it. Now, one of the main reasons I wanted to use the sandblaster on this project is because with this plane and a few others that I plan on doing in the future, it's going to be really hard to get down in the deep crevices and to get all the rust and the paint off. I could have used something like Evaporust and that would have cleaned up quite a bit on this, but the sandblaster really is able to get deep down inside and really cleans things up to that bare metal. Also, for those of you that are new to my channel, occasionally you'll hear some piano playing in the background. My wife is a piano teacher, and it's just something that I've had to accept that we'll always hear. I actually love hearing the piano and love hearing my wife play, and students playing at my house is part of everyday life. So, if you hear a little bit of music playing in the background, sometimes it's not something I put in purposely into the video. It's just what is playing. It's part of the sounds of my house. So, I hope you all enjoy that. I really like how the bench grinder does a good job cleaning up old rusty screws and really giving them a nice clean polish. All of these little bits as part of the hand plane really would be a lot more difficult to clean up without something like a bench grinder. The bench grinder is also one of the newer tools I've acquired recently. With that all done, I wanted to tape up the different parts of the plane that eventually I'll be sanding clear. Before I paint this, I want to make sure that I'm not having to sand off the paint also. So just taping this off, it's not important that I get it really precise because, like I said, I'll be sanding it after, but I wanted to be able to mask off everything I could as best I could to reduce the amount of work I need to do in the future. There's a bit of that piano I was talking about. For painting it, I just use this all-in-one primer and paint. I did one coat of the blue, and then I did a clear coat on it also. For this piece also, I did it in copper. For those of you that have seen some of my videos, I used the same paint for the high lift jack restoration that I did. I still had some left over, so I might as well use it. Now I come to the first part of sanding. While I'm waiting for the paint to dry, I sanded and cleaned up the knife for the plane, or the blade, or whatever you want to call it. I let the paint sit for a little over a day before I cleaned it off and removed all the tape so that I could then clean up all these raw metal edges that I'm going to leave on the plane. Now, there was a lot of sanding. And that's it. The Stanley hand plane that everyone should have. I think it turned out great. I feel like it looks brand new. And we've given this tool new life. So, if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share it with your tool buddies. And, as always, look for opportunities to give those old things new life. Ciao.